die Güte, da ist Gott.
Where there's love and goodness, there is God. This is a word which I often told those parents whose children didn't care at all anymore about God nor about the church. And then I would say to the parents, are your children doing anything good? Do they show love? Oh yeah, they do, the parents said. And my answer was, well, there is God.
Du bleibst und lernst nur aus deiner Erfahrung, aber
You learn only from your experience. But until your life is over, you haven't learned everything and you still won't know exactly what love is. The whole Bible, that is a chronologically perfect instruction of how to love and how to spread the love of your neighbor.
Aber ich denke, dass das zum Beispiel so ein Satz ist, der viele Leute eher den Glauben abneigen lässt.
Was gut tut, kommt von Gott.
Everything that does you good comes from God. And when I experience that and when I share it, it comes from God.
Liebe für mich bedeutet,
Love for me means I am there for you.
Liebe ist uns gegeben.
Love is given to us. Therefore, every human being can live in love, and we can invite every human being to give space to love in his or her life. And in doing that, so my experience tells me, nothing is as effective as my own example.
Das Allerwirksamste nach meiner Erfahrung und nach meiner Beobachtung das eigene Beispiel ist. Jesus von Nazareth ist für mich
For me, Jesus of Nazareth is the man in between. Where two or three are gathered in his name, he is between us. And with this man in between, we may perhaps succeed in making it all over again very clear what really counts in the life with Jesus, that he is the instance in between.
Für mich ist Christus
For me, Christ is a special friend who has redeemed me. He's also God who lifts me up from my mistakes and weaknesses.
der mich in meine Verfehlungen und Schwachheit erhebt.
In Christus verwurzelt zu sein, sagt eben nicht,
To be rooted in Christ does not mean that I do something only because I am rooted in Christ,
setzt voraus,
but it means and presupposes that in me there is already a goodness
einfach dazu
which simply urges me on to do something good, like in the Doctors Without Borders who sacrificed their lives. When we say we are rooted in Christ, then it should somehow be our way of life, and that means, as Christ was for us personified love, we also should be love in person.
ich bin ein Inder, dann sage ich einfach, Christus
I am an
ist
Indian, and so I say,
ein Meister.
for me, Christ is my Guru, the Master, Son of God, Messiah. He is the healing word, the listening word, and also the challenging word. That means He gives me instructions, motivation, and goes with me, being a friend for me. At the same time, my Guru and Master, once in a while, also tells me where to go.
wenn Gott mit den Menschen redet, dann redet er sie als Freunde an.
When God addresses men and women, He addresses them as friends, and that we must do as well. When we follow the divine word, When we are rooted in the divine word, then at the beginning of our relationship with people cannot be indifference, hate, contempt, but a word of friendship. For that is God's way. He addresses human beings as his friends.
Ich denke, es wäre nochmal interessant, das gemeinsam nochmal aufzuarbeiten.
I think it would be interesting to study together what it means for us today that as Christians we have a mission, and that is God's mission for this world. And to me, non-violence, search for community, and the concern for living together in justice are integral parts of this mission.
Und die Sorge dafür, dass Menschen in Gerechtigkeit miteinander leben.
Missionar zu sein ist eigentlich kein Ziel, aber eine Berechtigung in dem Sinne.
To be a missionary is actually not a goal, but it is justified in the sense that I am loved by God, by Christ, and carried by His love. And then I once again feel obliged and still more urged to give a face to the love of Christ.
Ein Gesicht zu geben, der Liebe Christi ein Gesicht zu geben.
Es ist eine Herausforderung, die Liebe in uns
It is a challenge to make love alive in us and to share it with others.
so zu machen.
Gut gesagt von Luca, Mission bedeutet eigentlich einfach nur Nächstenliebe auszuüben. Ne?
Mission simply means to love your neighbor. Many confreres live in third world countries in Congo. They are present in Africa, Asia, Latin America in order to help those who suffer. And I wouldn't know any better description for this as to say, mission means to be there for one another.
Wenn man zugesteht, dass andere Menschen ein Recht darauf haben,
When we agree that other people have a right to experience that God's new world has begun, and that it is possible to live morally right and good in the midst of this false world, when we say that people have a right to experience all this, then those who know this have the duty to tell them that. Otherwise, they would not have that right. May God let His kindness shine upon you, and may He hold His hand over you and protect you. May God always smile at you. May God let you grow every day in His love, in His wisdom, and in His peace. May the Holy Triune God live in the hearts of all people.